If you are over the age of 60 and you recently experienced a strange, sudden drop in your visual clarity, you might have less than 72 hours before a massive, catastrophic cerebrovascular event occurs. Most seniors simply rub their eyes, blame it on reading too much or standard aging, and maybe schedule a routine eye exam for next month. But what if I told you that getting new glasses will do absolutely nothing because your eyes are actually perfectly fine, and that sudden blurry vision is simply the alarm bell for a silent, systemic meltdown happening inside your brain and arteries? I am a clinical neurologist, and I am refusing to stay silent while my patients lose their sight and their independence to outdated surface-level medical advice. When you complain of sudden blurry vision, the standard medical playbook is genuinely embarrassing. The doctor shines a light in your eye, tells you that your cataracts are getting a little worse, hands you a stronger prescription, and sends you out the door. It is a fundamentally flawed, surface-level Band-Aid that completely ignores the root cause. This profit-driven, symptom-masking approach ensures you keep coming back for more exams, more glasses, and more medications, while the real biological villains silently destroy your cellular health. I want to know exactly who I am speaking to right now so I can help. Please pause this video for just a second, scroll down, and drop a comment below with your exact age, your city, and the number of over-the-counter medications you take every single day. I read these, and it helps me provide personalized insights. Take Linda, a 72-year-old patient of mine. Linda was the gold standard patient. She ate her whole grains, took her medications right on schedule, and went to her eye doctor the moment her vision got a bit hazy. They told her it was just age-related changes and gave her bifocals. She felt reassured. But just 2 weeks later, Linda experienced a catastrophic cognitive drop. She couldn't remember her daughter's name and was stumbling in her own hallway. The false diagnosis of aging eyes nearly cost Linda her life. When she arrived in my clinic, we bypassed the eye entirely and looked at her vascular and neurological systems. The true diagnosis was horrifying. She was suffering from massive microvascular ischemia and severe neuroreceptor blockade. Her eyes were just the collateral damage. We immediately stripped away the conventional Band-Aids, adjusted her metabolic timing, and implemented a targeted neurovascular protocol. Within a week, her vision was sharper than it had been in a decade, and her cognitive clarity snapped back completely. To understand how to protect yourself, we have to count down the 3 real biological triggers of sudden blurry vision in seniors, starting with number 3. The innocent over-the-counter pill. So many seniors take an over-the-counter sleep aid, an allergy pill, or an overactive bladder medication, believing they are simply doing what it takes to finally get a good night's rest or enjoy a day without bathroom anxiety. You take the pill and you feel a sense of relief, but the biological mechanism happening behind the scenes is deeply concerning. These medications possess a massive anticholinergic burden. They work by aggressively blocking a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine from binding to muscarinic receptors in your brain and body. In your eye, this causes paralyzing cycloplegia. The delicate ciliary muscles that adjust your eye's focus literally freeze up, becoming completely unable to contract. Think of it like trying to zoom in a high-end camera lens, but someone has poured superglue directly into the internal gears. You can turn the dial all you want, but the lens is locked. The scientific reality of this is terrifying. A 2025 study confirmed that older adults carrying a high anticholinergic burden do not just suffer peripheral muscarinic blockades, like severe visual disturbances. They experience what researchers clinically define as a reversible drop in awareness, a literal zombie effect, Pistorio et al. 2025. This visual and cognitive paralysis triggers a devastating cascade effect. That sudden blurry vision causes you to misjudge a single stair tread. A systematic review explicitly linked this exact anticholinergic burden to the billions spent annually on catastrophic falls in older people. fracturing hips, destroying mobility, and permanently ending independent living. Stewart et al., 2021. The fix requires immediate action. Audit your medicine cabinet right now for hidden anticholinergics like diphenhydramine. Transition away from them and utilize natural metabolic sleep synergists like magnesium L-threonate, which actively crosses the blood-brain barrier to calm the nervous system without paralyzing your visual receptors. But medications aren't the only thing freezing your eyesight. Sometimes the danger is on your dinner plate. Number 2 is the hidden blood sugar spike. You have probably been told that eating frequent, small meals of healthy, complex carbohydrates keeps your energy up and your blood sugar stable. You graze on fruit or whole wheat crackers, thinking you are doing your metabolism a favor. But at the cellular level, this constant feeding is wreaking absolute havoc. Even if you are not a diagnosed diabetic, these chronic post-meal glucose spikes activate a destructive enzyme called aldose reductase. This enzyme aggressively converts excess circulating glucose into a sugar alcohol called sorbitol directly inside your eye's crystalline lens. Here is the terrifying part. Sorbitol cannot easily diffuse back out. It becomes an osmotic trap. It aggressively pulls surrounding fluid into the lens, causing the delicate lens fibers to physically swell, crack, and undergo hydropic degeneration. Imagine taking a bone-dry kitchen sponge and dunking it into a bucket of water. It violently swells and warps out of shape. That is exactly what is happening to the lens of your eye by the hour, warping your visual prescription in real time. A massive clinical review documented that this sorbitol accumulation induces profound stress in the endoplasmic reticulum, literally triggering apoptosis, which is programmed cell death, in your lens epithelial cells, leading to rapid progressive cataract formation. And this cascade effect is systemic. If sorbitol is warping your lens, that same metabolic fire is silently frying the microcapillaries in your kidneys and your brain, accelerating peripheral neuropathy and cognitive rot. The fix here demands stringent bioavailability and metabolic synergy. You must implement strict metabolic time restriction. Condense your feeding window to 8 hours a day to completely shut down that aldose reductase engine, giving your cells the fasting window they desperately need to clear out the sorbitol and repair the lens fibers. However, metabolic damage takes time. There is one visual symptom that requires zero waiting. Number 1 is the warning flicker. You are sitting in your favorite chair, reading a book, when suddenly a gray curtain drops over one eye. Your vision goes incredibly blurry or completely dark, but after a few minutes it clears up. You rub your eyes, blame it on being tired, and tell yourself, "Oh, it went away, I'm fine." Acknowledging that false benefit of temporary relief is the most dangerous mistake a senior can make. The biological mechanism behind this is called Amaurosis Fugax. It means a microscopic thromboembolism. A tiny, highly lethal blood clot has broken off from a hardened plaque in your carotid artery. It traveled up your vascular highway and temporarily lodged in your central retinal artery, literally starving your eye of oxygen. Think of it exactly like the check engine light flashing violently red on your dashboard because a rock just jammed your car's main fuel line, only to miraculously slip through a moment later. The engine is still running, but the catastrophic failure is imminent. The statistics here are absolutely devastating. The American Academy of Ophthalmology reported that up to 25 to 30% of MRIs on patients who have experienced these retinal transient ischemic attacks actually show acute ischemic changes in the brain. Let that sink in for a moment. An asymptomatic stroke has already happened. Furthermore, more than half of those patients who will go on to suffer a massive, paralyzing stroke will experience it within 48 to 72 hours of that visual flicker. The cascade effect of ignoring this is final. The next clot will not go to your eye. It will lodge deeply in your middle cerebral artery, permanently ending your ability to speak or walk. The non-negotiable fix? If this happens, you do not wait. You demand an immediate Doppler ultrasound of your carotid arteries, and you insist your doctor checks your ESR and CRP inflammatory markers to rule out giant cell arteritis. Time is brain tissue. I know this information sounds terrifying. It is meant to be a wake-up call, but I want you to pivot away from fear and step into profound hope. The human body possesses a genuinely miraculous capacity to heal, to clear out cellular garbage, and to reverse deeply entrenched damage when it is finally given the correct physiological conditions. You are not destined to lose your sight or your mind just because you are getting older. Please remember that this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice from your physician. But I am asking you right now to take altruistic action. Share this video with one specific person you love, a spouse, a friend, a sibling, who complains about their eyesight or takes daily medications. Save their health before it is too late. And to prove to me that you are taking your cellular longevity seriously, go down to the comments right now and type the phrase, "I am informed." Your vision is the window to your vascular health. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Stay sharp, stay vigilant, and I will see you in the next video.